Okay, I'm back. This is Mr. YouTube 59. We're going to be bluing the barrel. Just using just standard super blue, liquid gun blue. I always shake it up pretty good. And on a barrel, when I'm rebluing it, you have to clean it pretty good. And you're supposed to wear gloves, and sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But depending on where I know my hands are good and oily, or if they're fairly clean. They're fairly clean. And what I normally do with mine, and people do it different, I just take normal rubbing alcohol and I wash it down good, just to get the oils and the stuff like that off of it. And then I heat it. I got a long heater. It's just regular baseboard heater is what it is, but I lay the barrel on it and heat it up just a little bit. But I'm pretty much ready to go. I've got this one warmed up. It's not real hot, but it's, you don't want it so hot you can't hold it or can't touch it, but you want it pretty warm. Alright, and what I normally do, and like I say, people do it different, and some people use cotton balls and stuff like that. I just use a clean cloth, just basically a paper towel. Get you a good little amount on there. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but I did sand a little bit around the end of that barrel, and you can tell that the blue's off of it. But let's see if this thing works right. Let's see what happens here. Rub a little bit on there. Let's see what happens. Look at that barrel turn black. I'll say black, it's actually turning blue. Right around the end of it where I cut it, we'll rub around it a little bit, and that thing's turning blue, black. And you will see a little bit of a haze on it, and that's normal. But this is the way I do mine. And like I say, people do them different. And depending on how dark you want it, as to how many coats you put on it. I just go by eye. I can't say 1 coat, 2 coat, 3 coats. I do it by eye. Just whatever looks right to me, or whatever I want it to look like. If I want it to look a little older, then I may not put as much on it, so some of the defects and some of the stainless actually still, or the steel still shows through a little bit. But if I'm trying to make it look, as close to new as original as I can, then I may put 4, 5, 6 coats on it. But between every coat, you take fine steel wool and rub it down. That gets everything that's brought to the surface off, gets all that haze off of it. And then same process, clean it with the alcohol, put it somewhere where you can warm it up a little bit, not so hot you can't hold it, but you want the metal warm so it'll absorb the bluing. And but you don't want it too hot where it smokes when you put it on there, because you can't hold it, you can't do nothing with it that way. I'm just going to rub this in really good, and then I may put a couple more coats on it later, but this is just to show you a little bit about it. And you can probably see some of the haze coming up right there as it dries. And like I said, once all that dries up pretty good, then what you do, you go back with a little fine steel wool, and I use the extra fine. We just brush over it real lightly like that, just like that right there. And you can see it just takes all that old haze and junk off of it, cleans it up. But now the secret to a bluing really sticking and staying, and the barrel not rusting, is the oil. I've done several of these things, and you probably hear my baby doll here whining. She's not getting the attention right now. But once you get it brushed up like this, put a good coat of oil on it. Now I've done several of these for friends and for other people, and usually when I do one, I'll keep it for a month. Now it takes me about a good day to strip the barrel real good and re-blue it usually, and then I'll blue it, and then every day for about a month I oil it down. You will be amazed when you put a coat of oil on it every day, the rust that you get. Alright, let's take a towel, and for oiling the barrel down, I just use the regular rim oil until I get down to my last few coats, and then I'll get me a good grade of oil and put on it. But this soaks in pretty good. It's a real light oil, and if you can see this, I'm gonna try to rub a little bit in there and show you. That's pretty much what your barrel's going to look like when you get done, right there. It'll have a little glaze to it, a little gloss to it. But now this barrel, believe it or not, steel will soak that oil up, and within a couple hours this barrel will be dull again. But then you come back in 24 hours and you rub it down in oil again, and your towel will actually turn black or brown from the rust. But that's okay. That's the way it blues. You just keep rubbing it in, like I say, about every day, every other day, for about a month. And as you get down toward the end of it, you'll start noticing when you rub it down, you're not getting all that junk off of it. That means the bluing has set in, the oil has set in. And then after that, I recommend at least once a month for a while. I'd say 6 months, 8 months. Put a cut of oil on. You sure ain't gonna hurt it none, and it'll help preserve it. And that's gonna be it for this video. Got the barrel just about ready to go back on it, and we'll be putting this thing back together and seeing what it looks like, and then we'll see if we can't do a little video showing a little bit of firing going on with it. As always, I appreciate you watching. Like I said, rate this thing so I'll know if you like what we're doing here, or if you'd like to see some more gun conversions, or if you're doing one. I'd love to see what you're doing. I appreciate it. Have a good day.